What's the dumbest thing you've seen the quiet kid do? Kieran was the kind of guy who floated through school completely invisible. Average grades, no sports, no drama, just a ghost in a gray hoodie who never spoke in class. That's why it was so weird when I started noticing him in places he shouldn't be. During lunch, I'd catch glimpses of him near the teacher's workroom. Between classes, he'd linger by Mr. Long's chemistry classroom when it was supposedly empty. Once, I swear I saw him coming out of the copy room with a math department keycard. My suspicions peaked when I spotted him photographing something with his phone in an empty hallway after school. When he noticed me watching, he quickly shoved the phone in his pocket and walked away without making eye contact. A week later, everything clicked during AP Chemistry. Mr. Long announced a pop quiz, and half the class audibly groaned. But I noticed Kieran didn't look surprised. In fact, he looked prepared. As Long handed out the test papers, I remembered seeing Kieran near the chemistry room copying machine the day before. My stomach knotted when I realized what might be happening. I watched Kieran during the quiz. He wrote confidently, no hesitation, finishing 15 minutes before anyone else. For someone who usually struggled with chemistry, this was suspicious. After class, I followed him. He went straight to the computer lab and logged into a workstation. I positioned myself where I could see his screen. He was uploading photos, and not just any photos. They were pictures of test answer keys. My mind raced. Kieran wasn't just cheating, he was running an operation. I spent the next week gathering evidence. I discovered he'd been stealing test keys from multiple departments, using teacher card keys he'd somehow duplicated or borrowed, selling answer sheets to desperate students for $50 each. He'd built an entire underground business while maintaining his invisible persona. The thing was, Kieran never bought test answers himself. He just sold them. His own grades remained mediocre, which probably helped him avoid suspicion. I felt sick. Part of me wanted to report him immediately, but another part was almost impressed by his scam. He'd figured out the staff's patterns, identified security weaknesses, created a whole system. The turning point came when Emily, one of the nicest people in our grade, approached me in tears. She'd bought answers from someone anonymous. She wouldn't say who, but the test had been completely different from what she'd memorized. She'd failed spectacularly and was now facing academic probation. The worst part, she sobbed, is that I know the material. I just panicked when I saw the test was different from what I'd studied. Now everyone thinks I'm stupid. I realized Kieran wasn't just providing answers. He was selling outdated or wrong information to some customers, taking their money and letting them fail anyway. The invisible kid was manipulating everyone. That afternoon, I waited by his locker after school. When he arrived, I confronted him. I know what you're doing, I said quietly, with the test answers. His face went blank, but I saw his hand tighten on his backpack strap. You sold Emily the wrong chemistry answers on purpose, I continued. She trusted you, and you screwed her over. For a moment, I thought he'd deny everything. Then his expression shifted, and I saw a flash of something cold and calculating. Emily paid for last year's answer key because she's too stupid to read the catalog properly, he said matter-of-factly. Not my fault she didn't check the date. You have a catalog? He nearly smiled. You want to see it? Might surprise you how many straight A students have used my services. That's when I decided to report him. Not because he was cheating, but because of that look in his eyes. Like everyone around him was just another resource to be exploited. Kieran was suspended pending investigation. His phone contained hundreds of test photos dating back 2 years. His customer list included over 40 students from all grade levels, including several student council members and honor society kids.